Hello, class 12th. Here I'm going to complete chapter 5 Should Wizard Hit Mommy from your Vistas book. The story is written by John Updike and the theme revolves around the conflicting views of a child and a parent. Here we come to know Jack is the father who used to tell the bedtime stories to his little daughter Jo. But as the girl was growing older now, she began to ask a number of questions to the father, which were always discarded by the father. As the father was not able to invent new stories in routine, so he used the same character with different names in every story. Right now, he was telling the girl a story about a little animal called Rosa Skunk. Just like other heroes of the father story, Skunk also has a problem in his life. He used to smell terribly bad. Then, at the suggestion of the wise bird owl, he was now on his way to meet Wizard to solve the problem of his life. Let's now see what happened in the story. The owl said, "Go through the dark woods, under the apple trees, into the swamp, over the creek." Swamp means marsh or bog. Creek means small river. Hence the father continued the story and said, Skunk went through the way directed by owl, and then crossing through the dark woods, apple trees, and then went through the swamp and crossing over the small river, he reached near the house of Wizard. A little river over the creek, and there will be the wizard's house. The father explained the meaning of the word creek, that is a small river, and then crossing through the river, Skunk reached near the wizard house, and that's the way Rosa Skunk went, and pretty soon he came to a little white house, and he rapped on the door, and hence following the way he reached near the small white house, and then he hit on the door. Rapped means to hit hardly. Jack rapped on the windowsill, and under the cover, Joe's tall figure glanced in an infantile thrill. Rapped means to hit hardly. Sill is a slab made of stone or wood. Clenched, that means to hold or grasp something strongly or firmly. Infantile means childish. To create the sound effect in the story, one, the skunk was knocking at the door in the story. Jack also created the sound effect by knocking on the windowsill of his house. The girl was so excited that under the bed covers she clenched her tall figure with the childish excitement and thrill. And then a tiny little old man came out with a long white beard and a pointed blue hat and said, "Hey, what you want? You smell awful." Awful means terrible. Scrunching means to make a loud crunching sound. Whining, that means complaining. Roomy means watery. Then father continued and said, from the little white house there appeared a small old man who had a long white beard and a pointed blue hat. He asked from Skunk, what was that and what did he want? And he also informed that he had a very bad smell. The wizard's voice was one of Jack's own favorite effects. He did it by scrunching up his face and somehow whining through his eyes, which felt for the interval roomy. He felt being an old man suited him. Father was good in acting, so he thought to produce the good sound effect of wizard in his own voice. So he did it in his own favorite way. He performed this by creating a loud scrunching sound up on his face, and then he made the face of complaining through his eyes, which was seemed to be watery then. Then he produced the expression of the old man, which suited the father a lot. "I know it," Rosa Skunk said, All the little animals ran away from me. The enormous wise owl said you could help me. Skunk replied that he already knew that he had the bad smells, and that was the problem, that all the small animals of the forest ran away to have his sight. And he was directed by the big sized intelligent bird owl to meet the wizard. So that's why he was there. Well, maybe. Come on in. Don't get too close. Now the wizard consented to invite the skunk inside his house, but he said he was ready to provide him help, but he should keep the distance as he smelled very bad. Now inside Joe, there were all these magic things all jumbled together in a big dusty heap because the wizard didn't have any cleaning lady. Heap means a pile or when objects are placed haphazardly on top of each other. Now the father describes the girl how the things were there in the house of the wizard. It was really dirty from inside. Everything was kept there in the jumbled order, just like in a big dusty pile. He gave the reason that the house of the wizard was not clean as he didn't have any cleaning lady. Why? Why? Because he was a wizard and a very old man. Now the girl inquired why the house was dirty and not in proper order. He replied, because he was the wizard and he was also too old. Will he die? Joe again interrupted the father and asked whether the wizards die or not. No, wizards don't die. Well, he rummaged around and found an old stick called a magic wand and asked Rosa Skunk what he wanted to smell like. Rosa thought and said, roses. Rummaged means to make search untidily or unsystematically. Father replied that wizards never die. Then he continued the story and he said that wizard started now looking out for something and took out an old stick called the magic wand. He asked Rosa what he wanted to smell like, and Skunk replied he wished to smell like the roses. Yes, smugly means self-satisfied mood. Girl was now self-satisfied to have now the good change in the life of Skunk. Jack fixed her with a trance-like gaze and chanted in the wizard's elderly, irritable voice. Trance is a half-conscious state. Chanted means sang. Irritable, that means to say in a bad or angry mood. Hence, father first of all gave a trance-like gaze to the girl, and then he started chanting magic spell over there to change the smell of the Rosa Skunk. Well, the words abracadabra, hocus poo, Rosa Skunk, how do you do? Roses, boses, pull an ear. Rosa Skunk, you never fear. Bingo. Bingo means the magic worked. He paused as a rapt expression widened out from his daughter's nostrils, forcing her eyebrows up and her lower lip down in a wide, noiseless grin. Rapt means fascinating. Nostrils, these are the external opening of the nose. Grin, that means broad smile. Suddenly, the father had to take the pause when he noticed there was a fascinating expression on the face of the girl. She had widened out her nostrils and forcing her eyebrows up and her lower lip down and giving a very broad smile. She was extremely happy to see the changes in the life of Skunk. An expression in which Jack was startled to recognize his wife feigning pleasure at cocktail parties. Startled means shocked. Feigning means to pretend to be something. Here, the father relates the face of the girl with his wife. He was shocked to see such expression, as his wife also used to make pretension to be happy and enjoying at her cocktail parties. And all of a sudden, he whispered The whole inside of the wizard's house was full of smell of roses. Roses? Rosafish cried, and the wizard said, very cranky, that will be 7 pennies. Cranky means to be bad temper or irritable. After noticing this expression, Jack continues the story. He said the whole house of the wizard was filled now with the fragrance of roses. As Jack's whole attention was diverted to see the expression of the girl, he was so confused. Hereby, he replaced the name of the Rosa skunk with the name of Rosa fish. He continued that the wizard, being bad tempered, he demanded the amount of 7 pennies from the Rosa fish for changing his smell into the smell of roses. Daddy, what? Rosa skunk? You said Rosa fish. Yes, skunk. You said Rosa fish. Wasn't it silly? Very silly of your stupid old daddy. Where was I? Well, you know about the pennies? Say it. Here the girl pointed out the mistake of Jack, that how he had mistakenly referred to Rosa skunk to be Rosa fish. Jack admitted his mistake and said it was really silly on his part to call him a fish in place of skunk. Okay, Rosa skunk said, but all I have is 4 pennies, and he began to cry. Joe made the crying face again, but this time without a trace of sincerity. Then father corrected his mistake and now called the right name, Rosa skunk. He said skunk after knowing the amount of changing his smell. He started crying because he had only 4 pennies. Now Joe was also making the pretension to be cry, but this time without any mark of sincerity. This annoyed Jack, so this made Jack angry. Downstairs, some more furniture rumbled. Claire should not move heavy things. She was 6 months pregnant. It would be their third. Rumbled means the continuous deep sound like thundering. Still, Jack was angry with the girl, but suddenly he heard the sound of some furniture rumbling downstairs. He realized that his wife Claire, she was moving heavy things, but she thought she didn't have to do, as she was expecting her third baby. So the wizard said, oh, very well, go to the end of the lane and turn around 3 times and look down the magic well, and there you will find 3 pennies. Hurry up. So Rosa skunk went to the end of lane and turned around 3 times, and there in the magic well were 3 pennies. Father again continued the story, and he said, the wizard told Rosa to go to the end of the lane, lane means street, and take the turn around 3 times, and when you will look down into the magic well, there you would get 3 more pennies. Then Rosa did exactly how he was directed by the wizard and got the extra pennies for the payment. So he took them back to the wizard and was very happy and ran out into the woods, and all the other little animals gathered around him because he smelled so good. Hence, after making payment of the extra 3 more pennies, now Rosa was very happy. So he ran out into the forest, and there all the other animals now gathered around him because he smelled very nice. And they played tag, baseball, football, basketball, lacrosse, hockey, soccer, and pickup sticks. Lacrosse is an outdoor game played between two teams with the sticks. Hence, all the animals they played a lot of games like tag, baseball, football, basketball, lacrosse, hockey, soccer, and pickup sticks, and enjoyed themselves. What is pickup sticks? It is a game you play with the sticks. The girl inquired about the game of pickup sticks as it was new name for her. The father explained it is a game played with sticks like the wizard's magic wand. She inquired, is it like the magic stick of the wizards? Kind of, and they have played and laughed all afternoon. Then it began to get dark, and all ran home to their mom. The whole afternoon they played a lot of games and laughed a lot. When it was getting dark, all the animals they returned back to their mommies at home. Joe was starting to fuss with her hands and look out of the window at the crack of the day that showed under the shade. First, that means to show excess excitement. Crack of the day, that means the day breaking time. Now, Jack was overexcited to have the good turn in the life of Skunk. So, with excitement, she started now looking outside the window to see the morning light. She thought the story was all over. Jack didn't like women when they took anything for granted. He liked them, apprehensive, hanging on his words. Now, Joe, are you listening? Apprehensive means to be concerned or get worried. Joe was in the impression the story was over. But Jack didn't like the women who take the things for granted. He liked the women who always remain engrossed in the talks. That means he wants everyone has to be concerned about the problems of the life and have to confront strongly. So he asks the girl to be attentive. Yes, because this is very interesting. Rosa Skunk's mommy said, "What is that awful smell?" What? And Rosa Skunk said, "It's me, mommy. I smell like roses." The father said her to be attentive. As he said, the further part of the story is very interesting. On reaching home, Rosa Skunk's mother inquired from where the awful smell was coming. Awful, that means terrible. He replied, it was he, mother, who was smelling like roses. And she said, "Who made you smell like that?" And he said, "The wizard." She said, "Well, of all the nerve, you come with me, and we are going right back to that very awful wizard." To know this truth, the mother got angry. She ordered the boy to put his brain, that means to be sensible. So they are now going right back to that terrible wizard. Just sat up, her hands trembling in the air with genuine fright. "But daddy," then he said about the other little animals, "run away." Her hands skittered off into the underbush. In her excitement, she started moving her hands lightly up at the backside here. "All right," he said, "but mommy, all the other little animals run away." She said, "I don't care. You smell the way a little skunk should have, and I'm going to take you right back to that wizard." At the request of the girl, the father added the line that the skunk cried before the mother and said, "All the other friends of me, they ran away at my side." She replied she didn't bother about his problem. She wanted that Rosa should smell just like the baby skunk should have to. After saying this, the mother took the umbrella in her hand and also accompanied Rosa skunk and reached the wizard house. And then there she hid directly over the head of the wizard. "No," Joe said, and put her hand out to touch his lips, yet even in her agitation didn't quite dare to stop the source of the truth. Agitation means protest. The girl found the story had the unusual turning, so she tried to stop the father for saying this, and for this she touched the lips of the father by her hand. But her agitation could not stop the source of the truth to come forward. Inspiration came to her. Then the wizard hit her on the head and didn't change that little skunk back. And this girl put her hand on the lips of the father. She added the inspiration which came into her imagination in the story. She said, "The wizard hit the mother in return and didn't change the smell of the little skunk." "No," he said. The wizard said, "Okay." And Rosa skunk didn't smell of roses anymore. He smelled very bad again. However, the father didn't agree with the viewpoint of the girl. He said nothing of that sort happened, and the wizard changed Rosa skunk back to normal, and he didn't smell of roses anymore. But the other little Amun, oh, Amun. Once again, another question was now popping out in the little mind of Ju. Amun means animals. Sifted light means scattered lights. Astounded means shocked. Before the girl could raise another question, the father stopped her and said it was her father's story. Should his father not tell her any more stories? So he scolded her and said, "Be quiet. Joanne, it's daddy's stories. Shall daddy not tell you any more stories?" Her broad face looked at him through sifted light, astounded. Now the father noticed her broad face looking towards him through the scattered light, was shocked to see this treatment by the father. This is what happened. Then Rosa Skunk and his mommy went home and they heard woo woo woo, and it was the choo-choo train bringing Daddy Skunk home from Boston, and they had lime beans, celery, liver, mashed potatoes and pie oh my for dessert. Woo woo, choo choo, these are the sounds produced by train. Lima beans, these are the round, pale green beans. Celery, it is kind of vegetable with long, crisp, light green stems that are often eaten raw. Dessert, that is a sweet dish. It was not, he said with rare emphasis, and believed from her expression that she realized she was defending his own mother to be, or something as odd. As the girl remarked the mother to be stupid, but Jack took it personally and said no, because somewhere he was relating the story to himself and defending his own mother in the form of Skunk's mother. He further said, "Now I want you to put your big heavy head in the pillow and have a good long nap." He adjusted the shade so not even a crack of day showed and tiptoed to the door in the pretense that she was already asleep. Tiptoed means to walk quietly. Pretense means to make false show or impression. Nap means the day sleep. The father again scolded the girl and said he wanted her to take a long day nap, and for this he adjusted the curtains so that the no light should come inside now. Then, getting the false impression that girl was sleeping, he walked quietly outside the door. But when he turned, she was crouching on the top of the covers and staring at him. "Hey, get under the covers and fall fast asleep. Bobby's asleep." While the father was leaving the room quietly, when he took the turn, he found the girl was still bending down on the top of the bed cover and gazing at him. The father shouted and said that she should now sleep soundly, as she was disturbing her slept brother. She stood up and bounced gingerly on the springs. "Daddy, what? Tomorrow I want you to tell me the story that wizard took the magic wand and hit that mommy." Her plump arms chopped forcefully right over the head. "No, that's not the story. The point is that the little skunk loved his mummy more than he loved all the other little animals, and she knew what was right." While jumping continuously on the springs of the bed, the girl insisted and gave suggestion that she wanted the father to tell her a story the next day in which the wizard should take the magic stick and hit over the head of the mother. While giving this suggestion, the girl now made the show that she herself was now blowing over the head of the Rose's mother. So she made the show by chopping her plump, that means fleshy arms. So this way, she waved her fleshy arms in the air to make the show she was doing the same. Through the story of Skunk, Jack wanted the girl should learn that every child has to be obedient to their parents, as whatever they do, it is only for the welfare of their children, as they love them a lot. "No, tomorrow you say he hit that mommy, do it." But the girl didn't agree with the suggestion of the father. She said the next day she wanted such story in which the mother should be hit by the wizard if she take the wrong decision for their child. But she didn't agree. She wanted the father must say. The next is a story in which the mother should also be punished if she took any wrong decision. She kicked her legs up and sat down on the bed with a great heave and complete of swings as she had done hundred of times before, except that this time she didn't laugh. Say it, Daddy. Great heave means to take a long, deep breath. The girl was not yet convinced with the father, so she started now showing her agitation. She kicked her legs up and sat down on the bed with taking the long breaths. She had shown such tantrums many times before. She always complained this of the beds. She used to blame the springs of the bed every time, but this time she was not laughing. She was quite serious and not ready to accept the logics of the father. She again insisted the father should tell her the story the next day in which the parent should be punished if they take any wrong decision for their child. Well, we will see now at least have a rest. Stay on the bed. You are a good girl. Now to see the stubbornness of the girl, the father had to surrender. He gave the assurance tomorrow he would see. Right now she should take rest and sleep and be the good girl. He closed the door and went downstairs. Claire had spread the newspaper and opened the paint can, and wearing an old shirt of his own, the top of her maternity smoke, was stroking the chair rail with a dipped brush. After giving her assurance this way, the father then went downstairs and saw his wife had started the painting work now. She had opened the paint can and spread the newspaper and was wearing the old shirt of his over her maternity dress. She was painting then the chair rail. Above him, footsteps vibrated and he called, "Joanne, shall I come up there and spank you?" The footsteps hesitated. Spank means to slap with one's open hand. Vibration means shaking or moving. Father again heard the vibration sound of footsteps from above. He understood the girl was again woke up. He became angry and shouted with her name. He said, "Joanne, should he come up and hit her?" Now at his call, the girl stopped. Claire asked her husband if he was telling the long story. To this, Jack replied, their child had turned to be helpless. He couldn't change her. And with utter weariness watched his wife labor. Utter weariness, that means complete tiredness. Now, due to the tiredness of satisfying the girl's question, now he looked at the wife's hard labor. He felt guilty about this. How she had done the work in this condition. The woodwork, a cage of moldings and rails and baseboards all around them, was half old tin and half new ivory, and he felt caught in an ugly middle position, and though he as well felt his wife's presence in the cage with him, he didn't want to speak with her, work with her, touch her, anything. Rails means here wooden bars placed around to provide the support. These are the railings. Baseboard, these are the narrow pieces of wood that is fixed along the bottom of the walls in the houses. Tin, that is a yellowish brown color. Ivory, that is a yellowish white color. Jack was feeling very tired. He just sat and watched all the work which the wife has done. Then he looked around at the woodwork around him and started relating all these things to his life. He looked right this moment, Jack, looking at all the woodwork, moldings, railings, baseboards, and paints. He was thinking that, like all the other parents of the world, he, along with his wife, had been caught up in the ugly middle position, where the parents are failing to create love and bonding with their own children. Through the story, the writer John Updike brings into focus the impatience and intolerance of the adults which they exhibit while dealing with their own kids. They feel that their authority is challenged if the kids try to ask or do something against their opinion. They want to impose everything on their kids and always discourage their queries. When the children try to oppose them, they are so hurt they find themselves caught in the ugly middle position. They think they are fallen in the web of life. But in fact, they always ignore and discard the sense of perception of their own kids, which is always so strong at the tender age of childhood. But all the time, they want their own viewpoint should be blindly followed by their children. But in fact, it is always affected and colored by the intrusive use of their own better life experiences. I feel this is very wrong parenting. So, with this, I feel that you have understood the explanation. Thank you very much for watching the video.